Pop the belt off. So you might be asking yourself, Todd, what are you doing out here? Well, let me show you what's going on. So this area, we've got the greenhouse back there. We've got the start of our orchard. So we've got, what, 10 apple trees planted out here in this area. This has all been wood chipped, and we got some melons and other stuff. And there's some cover stuff growing in here, some low growing stuff that I just let kind of grow over the wood chips. Helps keep other grasses and weeds and stuff down. But this was the sweet corn patch where all these big tall weeds are. And I have been meaning to come out here and take care of this, but my tractor is broken. So we've got all these tall weeds. I mean, these are 6 foot tall. This stuff down here is a little shorter. But the stuff in here is 6, 8, 10 feet tall. So what I'm trying to do, since I don't have my big tractor and brush hog and tiller and all that stuff, is we're using what we have. So the old Simplicity, the old 80s Simplicity, this thing has been quite a little workhorse for us. It's little, it's light, and it doesn't really drive over these tall weeds well, but it actually has plenty of power to chop them up. And so what I end up with here is all this chopped up weeds and stalks and stuff like that on the bottom here. And we'll run over this and chop some of these bigger pieces up a little bit better. And then I'm going to see if I can run the tiller through here, my walk behind tiller, and get this turned up, because I have 5 more apple trees to plant. So we got, they're starting to sell apple trees again for the fall planting. And so these ones are Fuji's. And we like these apples quite a bit, so we figure we'd plant some of these. But this is gonna be all orchard, and so we need to clear this space. So let's get the belt fixed here and run the rest of this over, and we'll get the tiller out and see if we can get the tiller through here. I don't know if the tiller is gonna work, because a lot of these stalks have laid down, and what happens is the tiller will grab those and it'll really wrap them up in those tines, and it becomes a big problem. So we'll try to run it through here and see if we can get it tilled up a little bit. If not, I'm just gonna plant right in the stubble, and we're gonna cover it with wood chips. So I'll show you the whole process that we plan to do here. So we'll see how it goes. You have found your way into a war zone, dude. You need to move on. You almost lost it, man. That's a big old toe. Look at that thing.
I touch him?
Yeah, he will bite you if you go near his head, though.
No, I just wanna.
On your fingers if you put your hand up.
Oh, that's cool.
Here in Michigan, this is the majority of what we see as far as snakes, garter snakes. And they're pretty docile. I mean, obviously if you grab them, they're going to try to bite you, but their bites don't hurt too bad. So, he wrapped it on himself. All right, let's let him go, but let's let him go over here.
He's like, ah, run away.
Adam's like, what? Oh, Adam doesn't even care.
Santa Claus.
I don't think we need to trim his beard. I think it's majestic.
It's gonna grow all the way over there. If he's standing there, it's gonna grow over there. It's gonna grow all the way.
All right, well, we cleared the space. It still needs a little bit more. I was just saw that snake, so I wanted to stop really quick. But I'll kind of get the stuff on the edge. We'll run back and forth over this whole area a few more times. I'm just not sure about the tiller. These big stalks and stuff like that are still in here. You know, this stuff's gonna just be a mess to try to till over. If I had my big tiller, my tractor, I could tear right through this stuff, but not with that little one. But I'm gonna try to run over it a few more times, and then we'll make a decision on whether we need to use the tiller or not. The reason I like to use the tiller is because I really like to get all this I don't know what they call green manure. Basically, it's kind of like a manure. It's really rich in nitrogen, all these green leaves, and it's full of moisture. You got a lot of water in here. If you let this stuff just sit out on the top here, it's just gonna dry out. You lose all that moisture. But if you till this stuff into the soil, it actually breaks down better. You get all the microorganisms and worms and stuff like that. As this stuff breaks down, they'll eat all that. They get healthier, they reproduce, and then you end up with more, you know, worms and bugs and all that kind of stuff in the soil. You know, breaking this down into compost, breaking it down into nutrients for you. So I might be able to just plant the apple trees right in this and then cover this with a thick layer of wood chips, and it may end up doing the same kind of thing. This stuff will be covered by the wood chips, it'll stay moist and it'll break down better. So it might be a good option. So we're loaded up with some fresh compost. We're going to take this over to just fill in the holes around the apple trees, give them a good nutrient-rich start. They're not going to really do too much growing this year. They might grow a little bit, kind of the roots will start to form a little bit underneath the soil there, but leaves are going to be falling off here in the next 30 days, so most of the growth will be happening in the springtime. This is our compost pile from last year. It's all composted manures, beddings, wood chips, weeds, vegetable scraps, all kinds of different things in here that's broken down. Let's get this over and dig some holes, get our apple trees planted. Looks like I have a special delivery here coming just in time. More wood chips. Look at all this. These guys have been coming all summer and dumping wood chips for us. And what a blessing it has been. Just absolutely amazing that, you know, every couple days they come and they drop probably 10, 15 yards, you know, big big dumps of wood chips and pine and, you know, all kinds of different trees and everything else. And so this is really the reason that we're able to continue to do this orchard the way we want to, is because we have this unlimited source of wood chips. So let me show you how it's been going over the last couple of years and what we've been doing. So this is the orchard. This is where I've planted sweet corn. I tried the popcorn this year without great success. And a few other things I've been planting here, wheat and other things. And so this eventually will all be taken over by orchard, hopefully this year. But these apple trees here were planted 2 years ago. These apple trees here were planted earlier this year. Some of you guys watched that video. So these ones are kind of they're looking a little scraggly. They probably need a little bit more water. I've kind of neglected them this year, but these ones are doing pretty good. This is pretty healthy. But the wood chips, this is how we keep the grass and everything down. And I've planted, there's a couple things in here that I'm gonna let grow. We got these strawberries, and these, you can see they're putting out runners. So strawberries will spread every year, quite a bit of distance. I mean, you see these things, this is where it ends. And they'll keep on spreading, and this is going out all the way into there and all over the place. It's already spread over to here. They're everywhere. And so the strawberries will kind of take over in here, and I'll let them just spread out underneath these apple trees. I don't care if you walk on them, you know, or whatever. It'll be fine. We can come in here and harvest strawberries as well as the apple trees, and I can, you know, cut a path in here if I need to walk. And I need to actually look this up. I don't know exactly what this stuff is, but it's a real great ground cover. It just kind of grows naturally here, and it seems to grow really well in the wood chips because it has just kind of taken over here, and you can see it just kind of grows in. And so I've just kind of let it go. It's a good ground cover. It helps to keep some of the other weeds and grasses and things like that from growing in here. And sometimes we do get, you know, grass spots that will grow, and just take this, you know, hand weed this stuff. And every morning when I come out and do chores, I'll see something growing and grab a few bits and pieces of weeds out of here and just chuck them over the fence to the goats or something. And that keeps this pretty clear. I mean, it's got some weeds and stuff, but it's pretty good. Then we also threw some melons in here kind of late in the year. These are like a honey rock melon, and you can see those growing in here. So this is also going to be a great place to plant pumpkins, watermelons, and other things every year. Vining type things that can just grow all over the place in here, and they'll grow on top of these wood chips just fine. And we've got a couple apples. These are galas, and then I think there was a good size Liberty apple here. And these are no spray, no pesticides, no nothing. So they don't look like the store-bought ones, but they're just as good, if not better, and certainly healthier for you. We didn't fertilize these trees this year. We just kind of let them grow. Some of them had flowered, some of them didn't, and that's fine. We wanted them to really focus on, you know, putting their energy into growing branches and growing bigger and stronger right now anyway. So the wood chips are really kind of the core of this orchard. I plan on, you know, continuing to put more wood chips in there as these ones kind of, you know, biodegrade and break down. And then as we continue this orchard over into this patch that we just mowed, we'll continue to put wood chips in there to keep the grass and weeds and stuff down. And so, well, I'm not going to plant these deep because I'm going to leave these guys about 6 inches sticking out of the ground, and I'm going to hill up the compost to them so that I can pile 6 inches of wood chips up to their level. So that's the plan with these. So they'll be pretty shallow holes. Well, there you have it. We have 5 more apple trees planted. But I feel like all this hard work deserves a little treat. An Empire apple. No fertilizer, no pesticides, nothing to wipe off the apple. No need to wash it really, just eat it. Loaded with sugar. It's a good apple. If you ever wonder why Michigan apples are the best, it's because of the temperature changes here. So when you have nice warm days, hot sunny days in the fall, and then you get down into the 40s and 50s at night, it pushes a lot of sugar in the tree, and that's why you get sweet fruit. And so Michigan apples are always the best. Maybe Maine and some of the other northeastern states, and maybe Washington, but I still say Michigan apples are the best. Well, still a lot of work to do out here. A lot of wood chips to move around. We'll take you along for that. It'll be a separate video. That's a whole nother few hours worth of work without my tractor. If I had my tractor, it'd be pretty simple. Dump it in here, spread it out. But today we're done. It's starting to rain out here a little bit. It's a nice kind of fall rain. It's just a sprinkle, but we'll move inside so everything doesn't get wet, my tools and my cameras and stuff like that. Thanks for coming along with us today to plant more of our orchard. We've got probably about 8 more trees that we can fit in this area, and then this orchard will be completed with about 23 or 24 trees, depending on how I put them in. And so this is a pretty good spot. We've got another 15 trees or so up front, and maybe we'll keep expanding. Maybe we'll do another orchard, another row out more in the yard. Maybe we'll do another bigger orchard somewhere else. But apple trees are a great thing to grow here in the northern states. They grow well. They're very hardy here, and this is where they're meant to grow. So we'll be continuing to grow a lot of them and do a lot with apples. So when these are all producing well, when they're all a few years older and have good healthy fertilization and things like that, I think we're gonna end up with quite a few apples here. So there'll be some cider pressing and some other things going on with that. So look forward to those things coming up over the coming years on the homestead here, if you're following along for the long haul. Thank you guys for always hitting thumbs up on the videos. And of course, if this is your first time here, I'd love to have you tag along, subscribe, and follow the SSL family around and on our journey to sustainability and on our little hobby farm or homestead here. So I'd love to have you tag along with us. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. Have a good one. That's good.